Hi, my name's Aisha. I'm a mother of one 3.5-year-old toddler who's an adopted little boy who came to live with us about a year and a half ago. I'm a full-time mum, I say, but full-time working mum. The adoption journey, yeah, it was a long journey. About 5 years ago, we initially decided that we wanted to adopt. We tried you know, fertility had been an issue. We'd tried to have our own biological child. It hadn't happened. We'd considered the IVF route, and then I wasn't able to because of various factors. And I'm happy to share this because it's something, a trauma that other mothers will, wannabe mothers will have had. In that, I was 42 at the point when we decided we were going to do it, and on the NHS you could only get IVF treatment up to your 43rd birthday. But because I was overweight, they wouldn't accept me at that stage until I'd lost some weight, and by that time I was 43 and therefore no longer eligible. And so that was heartbreaking in itself. I think at that point we had already been talking about adopting anyway for years before. So we just decided we don't want to put ourselves through this journey with all the factors against us. Let's just go the adoption route, because we'd always said we would, even if we didn't, even if we had adopted our own biological children, we'd also always said we would like to also adopt. Eventually, last year, 2023, March, as well, about January, we were matched with our little boy, and then March, we got started getting to know you, and then he moved in with us in April 2023. He was 2 days old when he was taken into care. So he never really had a relationship with his biological mother, and then went straight into foster care. And was never breastfed, was with the same foster parents for that time. So as far as I know, he's never been breastfed. But I was coming at it, not that I'm a deeply religious person, but I was coming at the breastfeeding from an Islamic point of view. That in Islam, even if you adopted a child, or any child actually, if any child is weaned by you, or you at any point feed him your breast milk, like a wet nurse or whatever, then he is, for all intents, your biological son. So he has the same rights, and you have the same relationship with him as a biological mother. So I've been reading a lot around this and talking to friends about it, and it was just a way for me, obviously, as a non-religious Muslim, to feel closer to my child. So I thought this is amazing. It was an amazing way to bond with him, even at age 2. And age 2 is kind of the limit, really. Islamically, 2, 3 is the limit when you don't really breastfeed beyond that, or certainly with an adopted child, they do recommend. And so I wanted to, really, as soon as he moved in, to be able to ideally do that. So I did a little bit of reading around this, and there's quite a lot around about it, because actually it's not uncommon for trying to induce lactation, because some mothers do struggle, and so there's methods like expressing. There's certain teas and things you can drink, like there's loads of herbal remedies. So that's what I did. I bought a load of herbal teas and was drinking them regularly, and bought myself a breast pump and was just pumping every day. Soon after my son moved in with us, my sister gave birth to her second son, and was breastfeeding him. And so she had got hold of some teas as well to help her produce more milk. So between us, we had got this whole range, whole pharmacy worth, really. And so really, and then yeah, every day for a certain amount of time, I was sitting down with a breast pump, just literally just trying to produce milk. And for weeks I did it, but it didn't happen. So then we started having a discussion, just informally, me and some of the ladies in the family. And it might have been someone else in the family who suggested it, although it had been in the back of my mind that my sister and me, like in terms of our DNA, biologically, we're exactly the same. And actually, in terms of the closeness of that biological relationship, we could replicate it, and it is the right word this time, if he were to have her breast milk. And so that's what we did. So excess milk that she produced, she froze. And then when we were visiting, we had a few days where he was having her breast milk at the time when he was regularly drinking milk. If the child has equivalent of 5 feedings, then you fulfill that kind of Islamic law element. And I think he had more than that because he loved it, actually. And it's really amazing, Lisa, that he really is very close to my sister. Obviously, he was just, everyone loves him to bits and he's part of our family. But yeah, I suppose it just solidifies it, doesn't it? I mean, don't get me, I mean, I love it. I love my sister for doing it, for sharing that. I love the love that she gives him. There is a tinge of sadness to it all, but it is what it is, you know. The other thing was that because all the reading I'd done had been, you know, you need to try like weeks, months in advance to get your body ready. So this was before he moved in that I was trying to do this, to get my body ready, and it didn't happen. And I think somewhere along the line I just gave up a little bit because I thought it just isn't happen. And then when he actually arrived, it was just the roller coaster had started. So we're just dealing with everything else. And I wish going back, probably I should have sought help. I probably should have gone to a doctor. And I was trying to do it myself. That's partly because of my own stubborn streak as well, thinking I can do things, but also, yeah, it wasn't even in my head that there was a support system for something like this. I did think about going to the GP, but actually there would seem to be so much information about the herbal remedies and things. I thought, let's just give this a go. It's a tough journey. It is. If I go back and think, what would I have done differently? Definitely seek advice earlier. Every town, every city should have a breastfeeding mother support network, and not just one for those who are actually breastfeeding, but those who are struggling to. And it's the kind of thing you would have thought we would already have, and I'm surprised we don't, to be honest with you. But until it comes to, you know, until it's your time for needing it, you're not necessarily going to look for one, are you? So yeah, I think some public sector resource in something like that would be massively helpful. And something for older mums, actually, Lisa, if I'm honest with you, because obviously I came to motherhood age 46. There's a lot around that as well, away from the breastfeeding. But I feel like at the school gates, for example, I don't connect. I don't feel I have anything in common with those mums, even though I do, because I'm coming from a whole different level of experience and perspective. And the kind of motherhood dream has played out very differently for me than it might have done for other mums. And so I do feel myself deeply emotionally impacted by that as well. And I hadn't realized how much until, what was it, just a couple of weeks ago when I just took my son to the park. And I just realized, oh my goodness, some of these ladies are half my age and they're able to run around after their child in the way that I can't. Actually, that is quite an important thing, because I don't feel that necessarily immediate kind of connection with the other younger mums. I do think there's something around that, some investment in support for older mums. I do. Because I don't have a group of mum friends, because I'm so busy with my career and that I don't have a chance to nurture those relationships. But B, because I do feel a bit of a disconnect generationally, even though our ultimate aim is the same, to be good mums.